Hi, my name is Tomomi Gariano, a certified Zentangle teacher. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you've been watching this series for GratitangleZ 2024, this is, I believe, 5th video of current series, and I'm going to cover 3 tangles, and today's tangle is day 13. And I'm not quite sure how to pronounce this Euque, EQ. I'm not sure, but this is pretty easy tangle. It's more like a botanical drawing. You create some twig-like shape with several small branches coming off, and you add kind of a random shape, and if you feel like you didn't add enough branch to begin with, you can always add a few more as you go. And I think generally speaking, just like any plant, the leaf or flower or petals, I guess the leaf in this case, gets bigger as it gets closer to the base of the plant. So that's a general idea, but Zentangle is a non-representational art, so you can put some smaller ones here and there. And also this happens in nature too. If you look closely, most of the leaves follows certain pattern, but there's always some rebellious ones or some random ones that draws extra attention, kind of like a four-leaf clover. Most of them only have 3 leaves, but sometimes you have you find a four-leaf clover, and they're special. So we're not going for perfection, and each of us are unique, and I'm unique and you're unique, and so you don't have to make this look like everything else. I'm just adding some line weight to make these branches a little thicker and give a little presence to it, and creating some ink pool. And since this is more or less a botanical drawing like tangle, I'm not precisely exactly following the step out. I'm just drawing in a way that makes sense to me. And then you can add some line weight to just random places to create the sense of, I don't know, maybe maybe the curl from the back side of the leaf, or it could be maybe your leaf has a little brown corner toward the end of the season, depending on how you see it. And then you're gonna add some dots, but I'm gonna save these dots for later because I want to add shading here. And certainly you can add these black dots before you add shading, but since I want to make these black dots stand out, I decided to do shading and highlighting first, and then I'm going to go back in with black pen and add my dots later. That was my plan at this point. So I'll do some shadings to the base of the leaf, and I think it may be really pretty to make this leaf shape white as well. But I decided to do shading first, and then I'm gonna add some highlights to top half of the each leaves, and I'm going to blend in white to white charcoal to my graphite, so I have nice gradation from white to gray to darker gray. Like this. And then originally I was gonna do black dots, but I decided to do white dots instead. Maybe because it's November and it's getting colder, and I'm thinking snow. I don't know, but I decided to do white dots. Sometimes the ink doesn't come out nicely from this gel pen, so you may need to clean the tip a few times. Like I can, now the ink is starting to flow. You see how it's a little different. Where I started, I have my white pen gel pen. The ink wasn't flowing nicely, but now it's flowing much better. And since I'm drawing over where I have graphite powders, see now it's getting clogged again. So when you use these gel pens occasionally or periodically, you may need to clean out your pen tip. And I go back in and add a few more dots to the first leaf. And just adding some finishing touches to bring these initial lines after the white dots, they kind of disappeared, so I went over again. So here's the next tangle, make believe. So all the tangle names and the name of the original artist names are on the show notes below the video, underneath the video. So you can check it out, and you can look up their names, their tangle names. Other people's been creating the instructional videos. I know some videos are more instructional than the others, and for GratitangleZ, I'm not really doing instructional videos per se. It's more of a that my intent is just showing you my process, my thinking, how I am seeing these tangles. So I may not go over step by step, especially when tangles are pretty straightforward. I don't think you need my help. And I always say, less watching, more tangling, more drawing. It's fun to get ideas, and sometimes we need help too. We need inspiration. But I always believe practice makes it better. So if you feel like you're not quite sure what you should do or what you're doing, or if you don't feel confident with certain tangles, you may just need to practice a few more times. And I've been doing this for several years. I guess 7 years now. So for most tangles, I can figure out just by watching step out. But some tangles are a little more complicated, and I need to practice a few times to really understand. And while I'm practicing, I discover maybe new ways of approaching these tangles. Because when somebody creates the step out, that's just how it made sense to that person. You may see the space and process differently, and you may be able to come up with the way that works for you. So I encourage you to continue practicing and don't give up. And I'm threading this first one behind the second one. But you can also intertwine these two shapes as you see on a step out as well. But this time I decided to keep it simple. And I think, the shape of this tangle is quite simple. And it reminds me of clover shape with some crescent moon shape holes. But these line weight, pretty bold line weight that I'm adding, and that's part of the line weight is part of the step out, is what makes this tangle pretty. So take your time in adding these line weights, and you may choose to use a wider nib pen for this process. And since I have a little bit of space on the left side, I'm gonna do something I saw on the original step out. It's basically the same idea, but just taking a different shape. So this is more or less of a botanical drawing or organic drawing than tangling at this point. So really the difference between tangling and drawing, just a simple drawing, is sometimes a little blur, especially when you are creating organic tangle. But here you go. Here's another one that I saw on a part of the step out. This may be actually another tangle. I'm not sure, but I'm just incorporating this shape in my today's drawing, today's tangling practice. But my intent is to keep my each day's practice for GratitangleZ as monotangle, to focus on what I'm doing today. Just the moment or the time that we can focus on just a single task is so precious. We tend to run from one thing to another, and when we are doing something or when we are working on something for today that we may be already thinking about something we're gonna do tomorrow or we have to do tomorrow, or maybe right after you are done tangling, it's easy for our mind to wander. But Zentangle gives me opportunity to focus on just on what's in front of me. So doing the monotangle each day, focusing on just one tangle, emphasize the experience of focus. So because the bold lines are the important part of this tangle, I think it's fitting that I go over again with some of the lines that got a little weak as I added white charcoal. So keeping what's bold, nice and black and strong, and what's nice and soft and bright, by adding some white gel pen over and keep it, will make it even more brighter. So here's my day 14. Yep, day 14. And then day 15 is, let's see, what tangle was day 15? Pip. So this one is, I guess you can consider this as a fragment in an orb. So you start with creating nice orb. So I want to do different sizes, and it doesn't have to be a perfect circle. It's impossible to draw a perfect circle without any tool. And then you're gonna add a little curved line, and from here you add a little V shape, and using this V you create a little diamond shape, and you add little dot and curved line. To me, this looks like a, I don't know, little prince wearing a turban. I don't know if you can see this, but that's what I see this. So this is the turban part, and this will be his hair, or maybe it's also, I think it's still a part of turban and some kind of headdress and smiley face. Isn't that cute? That's how I see it. And once I see this, I just can't unsee it. So I feel like this is just the happy little faces, big ones and little ones, smiling. I think especially growing up in Japan, you know how Japan has a lot of cute characters. We call these cute things kawaii, kawaii cute characters. So like my eyes just tend to see cute things in different shapes and stuff. Like in a previous video, I saw just like a happy little guys dancing. So this one to me just looks like a happy little face of like an Arabian prince. I wanna give him like a little gold decorations, gold bands and stuff, but I think I'm gonna keep this year's GratitangleZ series with just a black and white with some color background. So I'm not gonna use gold, but I think it will be really cool to use gold to decorate this Tangle pip. So at this point, I'm just adding some accents, some dramas to this tangle, this fragment. So feel free to do what you feel like doing, and you don't have to do every single one in the same way. You can have variations, you can experiment, you can have fun with it. And I'm giving him a little accent. Sorry, my hand is covering what I'm doing. But you see one of the samples, so I'm just repeating the same thing. And these dots I just added right along the C curve, initial C curve. I may want to do this in gold if I'm not doing this as a part of the series, but I'm really limiting myself uh, as to what tool that I can use, which is one of the idea of Zentangle. It's called elegance of limit. You can always add more. You know, more this and more that. You can add more tools to your practice, and you can have hundreds of pens, and you can have hundreds of paintings and colors, and that certainly is fun. But I think it's it's more relaxing, especially if you are a beginner, to limit the number of tools that you're gonna use. And so you're limiting the choice, because when you have choice, you have to make decisions. When you have to make decision, you are thinking. But when you're just choosing between just black pen and black pen and a white pen, or black pencil and a white pencil, your choices are limited, and you may feel like constricted or limited, but you may feel actually free, because you don't have to make decision. You don't have to choose from hundreds of options. Also, sometimes in like business world, people talk about how Steve Jobs used to always wear black shirt, black t-shirt and jeans, because he didn't want to think about what he needs to wear every day, each day. Dressing up is part of the fun, but sometimes, it can be stressful when you don't know what to wear. You have to think of the occasions, and you have to think about what goes well with what, and who's gonna be there, and what I look good, which color I look good, the makeup and the accessories and all that fun stuff. It is certainly fun, but it can be stressful too. So just by limiting my choice to black and white this month for Tangles, I'm actually enjoying my freedom to not to choose, or not having to choose from hundreds of options. But of course, sometimes I wish I could use gold. And I could use gold. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna get punished if I use gold, so I could use gold, but I wanna see how everything looks with just black and white. And the gel pens, even if it's a white one or the gold one or any color, the gel pen are completely opaque. So even after I add these black dots with black ink, if I decided to add gold much later, at the very, very end of my practice for GratitangleZ, I could still do that. That's the beauty of gel pens or any opaque drawing and painting tools. You can always go over and cover over or cover up whatever underneath. So I still have opportunities later to add gold if I really want to. But I have a feeling I forget about it. Maybe 2 weeks from now, when I'm done with GratitangleZ at the end of November, I probably don't even think about adding gold here. Because I'm looking at this today, I'm thinking about, I'm gonna add gold and make this prince look more shiny. But probably 2 weeks from now, I'm not even remembering. Maybe I do, who knows. But anyways, aren't they cute? They look so happy. And originally I wanna draw more, but I think I like the space that I have. Well, looks like I decided to do this one white to give him a special treatment. And then I decided to add some shadings outside to create a look and feel of floating and perhaps some movement, since they are not touching with each other. So anyways, this is day 15 pet, and thank you for watching, and thank you for tangling with me, and I hope you are enjoying your GratitangleZ, and your month is filled with gratitude and appreciation. I appreciate you watching my video and tangling with me and participating in GratitangleZ, and I will see you in next videos. And if you like this one, please subscribe to my channel. Bye now.